Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. This is the Expositor's commentary series, and it kind of is in a long line of, like, years ago, your Arno C. Gablin Expositor series, and it kind of carries on that tradition in a sense. It's put out by Zondervan Academic. Now, this is just one of several volumes. I think there's 13 volumes. Let's check it out here. Yeah, I appreciate Sister Fran zooming in and out here. You can see the 13 volumes listed. And it looks like Trimper Longman III and David Garland are the general editors. Back when I was in Christian bookselling in the 80s and 90s, Trimper Longman was more of like a Christian counselor, psychologist kind of guy. But he's gotten into the academic realm as well. And this is revised edition. And so, like, I'll just read you like Ephesians, authorship, conclusion, let you see where it's at theologically a little bit. In light of these objections, can we solve this complex authorship conundrum? Raymond E. Brown, who I like some of his stuff, estimates that 70 to 80% of critical scholarship has concluded that Paul did not write Ephesians. However, Hayner sharply challenges this figure, providing an exhaustive table that charts positions on authorships published in major works since Erasmus in 1519. He concludes that Brown's estimate is simply untrue. Though Brown's numbers may be overstated, the data convinces many scholars today that Ephesians in its present form did not come from Paul's pen. Many acknowledge genuine Pauline elements in Ephesians, either from a disciple working from a Pauline authored Colossians, disciple incorporating Pauline teachings, or a disciple elaborating a pre-existing Pauline letter. And so he just goes in. Now we're going to access all of this. Let me see if I can get to the conclusion here. Goes into the point of view of character, the theology of Ephesians, goes into different options. Okay, how are we to respond to these various options? The solution to this conundrum is intertwined with several of the other challenges to the traditional attribution of Pauline authorship. The four alternatives to the traditional view show in bold relief that none enjoy certainty or even consensus. So he's saying, even the people who say Paul didn't write it, there's no consensus of who did. They all find grave problems with Pauline authorships, but their various attempts at a solution often wind up undercutting each other, exposing the weaknesses in the other attempts to account for the data. Of course, this does not in of itself prove the traditional view is correct, but it does highlight that no alternative is captured today. In fact, recent commentators regularly admit that their research calls into question some of the common objections to Pauline authorship. So, and it's got a great footnote on that. How might we account for the similarities of Colossians and Ephesians? He goes into that. Beyond merely showing the weaknesses and the major objections to Pauline authorship, are there positive arguments to make for the traditional view? And then they say several merit mention. And second, we have the unbroken belief in Pauline authorship in the history of the church. That is, until the end of the 18th century, beginning with Clement of Rome in 95 A.D. Exalted Christology, Ephesians' portrayal of salvation. So, I think they do a fair job making conservative arguments for the most part. So, let me just let you take a look on the inside. You can get a look at what this looks like. It's kind of a big commentary. It's not huge. I also wanted to show you the current price list on christianbook.com so you can get a feel. It's probably mid-level as far as price. Now, just me, probably, I've done a few videos on my favorite commentaries. I like Barnes' notes. I like William Barclay. I like J. Vernon McGee. I like Warren Wiersbe. I like John MacArthur. I like John Phillips a lot. And so there's expositors. And this is considered a technical or semi-technical commentary. And it does look like you can get the sets cheaper. Like a 5-volume New Testament set for $154, and on and so forth. So this is kind of what you'll be looking at. Now you can obviously always go on Amazon and eBay, try to piecemeal you something together. Sometimes if you just punch in commentary or Bible commentary sets on eBay, you can get amazing deals. Or Bible commentary lots. Sometimes the search engine does you a lot of good there. So that's what you're going to be looking at. So fairly conservative commentary series. I don't have time to really go into, like in this edition, Ephesians to Philemon, Colossians 2:9, Philippians 2, Colossians 2:12, a lot of different things. But, you know, it is interesting to come across. So this may be, if you're interested in a multi-volume commentary series, maybe one to look into, the Expositors. And it's kind of dated, it's 2006. Yeah, but a lot, you know, Matthew Henry's written when in the 1700s, people are still using that. So God bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.